Cannabis is just for smoking, but when they hear this song, they'll learn there's more to choking. 25,000 different things we can make from it, and if we give it a chance, we'll save the blinking planet. Food, fibre, fuel and medicine, necessities for life, a benefit to all of us, our wonder and delight. Within this smelly weed, there's more than meets the eye. So much, much more than smoking, it can cleanse our dirty skies. Cannabis, cannabis, we'll save the planet with cannabis. Cannabis, cannabis, oh bless my soul, I'm sure. Cannabis, cannabis, we'll save the planet with cannabis. Cannabis, cannabis, not knocking on the heaven door. Even Prince Charlie has a heart.
Good evening. It's Hemp Works, and we're coming from the UK. Last week was in Transylvania. Tonight I'm back in my old flat. Honestly, I don't know what's going on. I've just been in and out of this flat so much the last 9 months. It just looks like the burglars have been in. It looks like they've had 6 parties in there. It looks like the builders have been in. And I just haven't got the energy to do anything. But it's quite nice to be back home for a bit. Anyway, it's on the Time for Hemp Radio Network. Casper's on the background there on the ones and twos as usual. And my guest tonight is a guy from New Delhi. And he's been trying to put together, or he has put together, I believe, the Indian Hemp Association. And his name is Shatanu, if I pronounced that right. Hi, Shatanu. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you for having me here.
Oh,
a
delight. I think you're my first guest from India. Most probably, Casper maybe it's the first guest from that continent, that wonderful continent of India, that we've ever had on Time for Hemp. So, good evening, India.
So much. Yeah. Thank you.
Good evening, 1 billion Hindis.
Yes, it's an absolute pleasure. I think maybe if this show can be heard all across India as well, that'll be really amazing.
Well, anybody that's got an internet connection can pick it up. Yeah.
Yes. So we will be informing people pretty soon.
Yeah. Obviously, we got a large audience in America, so for all the American people, I mean, India is so big you wouldn't believe it. It's a continent, and it's just so massive and so beautiful. I've got to say that I've been there several times, and it never fails to amaze me, India. So welcome.
So thank you. But I guess I would like to take this opportunity right now and welcome so many of your listeners to come to India, because till the time you actually come to India, you cannot experience India. You can look at the books, you can look at the pictures of Taj Mahal and everything else. But I guess a great opportunity to come would be now that hemp is coming back alive in this great continent. So we would like to welcome
for me, that's
all
real
of
joy
you
to
guys.
my heart. So tell us a bit about let's get down to brass tacks here. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what the Indian Hemp Association is. Who are you?
All right. So Indian Hemp Association is an organization that we have put together so that we could bring different organizations, farmers, ministries, everybody together, basically, so that they can understand and multiply for the Mother Earth. For the reason being that a lot of farmers here and a lot of industrial products here are not connected to the Mother Earth. So the way that I would like to see is, and the way we see it here is that the fact that if it comes from the mother, it comes from the earth, and it's a respect to the mother to be able to process this into proper applications that we want to. Because we want to live in a modern world, but we are not in tune with the I think the world within us and the world outside us, because we completely keep using things that destroy the planet, and that's not going to lead us into harmony. That actually only leads us to more depression and more anxiety and so many other things. Because
and of course, taking it back, I know you want to come into the modern world, but really, cannabis is the home of hemp and cannabis.
Exactly.
It's not something that you haven't done. You've done it for centuries. Even up until...
That's a very good point. So history repeats itself, and it's called Indian hemp, and I think in India wants to repeat itself again. And the fact that Thomas Jefferson says the greatest service that you can actually render to a country is to add a useful plant to its culture. So Indian
I'm
hemp
saying is in India always had this plant. It was only when this law came out and they lost the use of the plant. It's been a very brief part of your history where you've not had it. It's not something my God, and India would benefit. As I say, I travelled the length and breadth of your country. I've seen a little bit of it, but a lot of it. And hemp would be so at home there. It's got so many uses for everybody, but India would just embrace it again. I know that.
That's absolutely right. If you drive across India from the north to the south, you'll see it on the sides of the road. It's just because it's growing, it's weed, it's just growing naturally. Yeah. And it has been so.
And the ecology of India is so important, because you've got so many mouths to feed. I mean, you rely on the ecology of the country.
Exactly, and when you have so many mouths to feed, if you if you feed them good nutrient and protein and good enriched food, they will be able to develop themselves better, which is what has been happening from centuries. Yeah. But just over the last few years, like 50 years, 60 years. Things have drastically changed where the people are not able to use the benefits of having this plant and the association.
And of course, this relationship between the UK, I don't call it my country because I don't have much to do with it, but the UK, Great Britain and India, that their history together was quite amazing. But again, we wouldn't have even got there to your country on the East India Trading bloody company if it hadn't been for hemp, because it's all the rigging and all the sailing boats. So
that's absolutely right. That's
it's just like India without hemp is just not India. Without even touching on the religious and spiritual side of it. I mean, for people who don't know about India, I've got to tell you, these guys he's a demigod. He's Lord Shiva. They build temples to him. He's revered in India, and basically he's a hash man. Yeah, he's much more than that. But it amazes me that anybody would not see the sense in India. Why hemp shouldn't be just reinstated again, as it has been for centuries.
That's so true. But exactly as you said, there are some foreign laws that have been planted and it doesn't allow us to be able to...
India, wake up. Don't listen to any foreign laws. Make your own laws. They work for you.
That's true, I think.
So how long has the association been going? When did it start?
The association actually started in 2011.
Excellent.
And it was just with a very small group of an idea to come and put things together to make this movement happen. And since then, we've just been going at it. Formally, we have been registered just a few years after that. And since then, we've been in action with speaking with the government, speaking with advocates, speaking with a lot of people in different ministries, trying to bring this change together. Because also,
are you having any success? Are people listening to you?
I am absolutely very happy and delighted to say that it had been a due diligence process, And now we feel that this process has come to the right, the right pace in the moment, and this will be, this is going to be showing us the way forward. This is going to be all, this is going to be something that we're going to bring lots of light into India with.
Yeah, because you was going to have a conference, wasn't you, quite soon?
Yes, absolutely right.
Yeah.
We've had, a conference which was planned for the first time to have a cannabis and hemp conference in India.
Yeah, I was going, by the way. I was going to come there.
Yes,
yes,
it's absolutely due for 18th of October, 18th to the 21st.
Yeah.
But formally, we've been requested by some authorities to change the dates due to a religious event at the same time, and not to get into sentimental issues, creating tension. So we have not officially declared yet, but just because you asked me this question, I am happy to answer the fact that this is the situation, and we would be going ahead with it. The dates aren't confirmed as of now. So, yes, you would be invited. Please bring in most of your listeners as well. We would definitely welcome that.
When we go to a conference in India, I'll make sure I record every moment of it. And we'll take time for him with us, which should be fantastic. And, of course, great respect to you, because obviously religious festivals in India, again, they are big, and a lot of people, so it's the right thing to do to step down to a religious festival. Without any questions asked. So will this still take place? Will because I think quite a few people were very interested in it. I know I was myself, and I saw you had some other really interesting speakers coming online.
Yes, we still have our fingers crossed. It would be. I think this right now is going to be like a last mile decision, which we need to take. We would be trying to host this next year. Now, if it doesn't go through for the dates we had planned, we will be going ahead next year. The plan would be to hold it on the birthday of Lord Shiva, the giver of this plant. So that's even
that would
more
be an auspicious day.
Yes, auspicious day to begin the new moment of cannabis and hemp in India.
Yeah.
So we are not afraid the fact that we have been delayed, but we are happy the fact that they understand that they cannot keep us down, and we would be going ahead and doing this.
Absolutely, and I'm sure maybe the spiritual of Shiva or the plant itself has good reasons sometimes for changing things around. Yeah, so I'm sure whatever happens, it will be the right time. Yeah, and sometimes we can't see that. Yeah.
Yes, I believe in that. I have learned that way. You have to let go to let it be.
Yeah, and that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, that's the way. And I think that's the way the herb works as well. Yeah, she seems to have her own way of doing things in her own time, and if you work with her, then doors open, and that's just the way of the plant. Yeah. I still hope to come over anyway in quite shortly in November. Yeah, I'm going to come and spend a bit of time over there, which would be lovely. I love India. I just love it so much.
Please come and visit us. It would be a pleasure.
I will. I'll land in New Delhi and I'll come and see you straight away.
Yes. We will share so much more and show you around India. It'll be a pleasure.
And we do a radio show from now.
Yes,
even if it's not a conference, we can still do radio shows. They can't stop those.
They can't stop those. That's true. That's absolutely true. Absolutely. We thought of another option. We could do a completely virtual conference. But we've been we have a lot of people who would be attending on the ground here. So let's see what we come up with. But
let's see what happens.
Yes, let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. I'm sure it'll all work out good. So again, right? Let's get back to you. I mean, did you have a lot of interest in was, did many people take an interest in the Congress? What you say to politicians and farmers? So obviously there is some grassroots going on over there now.
Yes, that's right. There has been, so from the grassroots level, things have picked up a lot. We have been getting involved and trying to get the ministries involved so that different, organizations of the government could know exactly, because this is a very sensitive topic on relationship with marijuana. Which is which is how it's seen most of the time, and which is how it's understood most of the time, even without clearly establishing the difference between hemp and marijuana. So we have been making people aware, and it's amazing because if I visit some village and if I share this with the farmer that this is what the hemp can do and this is how fast it grows and this is like the benefits of the land, the benefits of the air, the water. And you have to look at their faces. You have to look at them like...
I bet they ask you, well, can we plant it today? Can we do it now?
Yeah, and they seem to look at me like, this guy is coming from some space world outside or something like that. And when you show them some of the products that you could have, eco housing, you could have eco plastic, you could have this. They actually, I feel like the people who live in the rural India have such a much more beautiful connection they feel with the Mother Earth. Maybe
and surely their grandparents most probably grew it. It's most probably only so it wouldn't be that strange to them.
No, and as you said, they have since 1985, India had a complete ban on cannabis and hemp and everything else.
Wow.
But before that, so the generation have seen the plant, because this is a plant which we put it on our god, Lord Shiva.
Yeah.
So this is an offering.
Yeah. On that, it's hemp that I get so excited with hemp. I mean, I use the medical, I understand the medical. The medical is a great thing and it's a marvellous thing. But it's always hemp that really I'll get so excited. The things you can do with it, the things you can make with it, the way that it grows. That's the bit of this cannabis hemp equation that really does inspire me. Yeah. I love it. And as you say, when you show people things you can make out of it, they just look at you and go, how can that be true? But when they see it, there's no denying it. I showed some Rastas how to build from what they called the trash. I showed them how to use the building material. And they used to carry these big bricks up the hill to build shelters with. And when I showed them how just by using the trash on the hill and mixing it with a bit of lime, and Jamaica's made out of lime, and burning it, they could make building bricks out of ganja. They thought I was like a god. But, people just don't know.
Their life.
Just changed their lives, man.
Complete economics, complete, viability, because...
And of course, these were Rastas, so if they loved it, it's like, I can build my house out of it. For them.
I absolutely agree with you. It hurts me because, what are the few things that actually influence a person's life is food, shelter, clothes. If they don't have these basics, and especially in millions, it creates it doesn't create harmony. It creates this imbalance, and that's what we're doing, creating this imbalance between the nature and the people, saying the wealthy can have everything and the unwealthy cannot have this, and they don't even have the right to grow this plant. I am like, are you kidding me? And if they have to live in minus temperatures and extreme heat temperatures, and they have a house which is carbon negative, which is eco-friendly, which provides them the hug from the Mother Earth, I believe, the warmth from the Mother Earth. It's their right. It's their right. And you know,
can I just step in there? Can I just step in again, because I understand India, you understand India. For those that don't, there's one thing about India which is quite remarkable. You will see the poorest of the poorest people that really don't have anything to the richest of the richest people, and they rub shoulders. There is no division in the world there. Yeah. So when my beautiful guest is talking, when we talk about what you could do for India, you've got to see India to understand that, because it will feed into the population. And when you have a population of over 1 billion, that's a lot of people. As Westerners, we find it very hard to conceive it. But yeah, India and hemp, it just goes hand in hand, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think, you know, India had a law during the British rule, making salt was illegal.
Oh, well, again, yeah.
You know, so today the law is your medicine is illegal. Yeah. I say if that was the law then, and if Gandhiji had to go to jail to get India independent in this case, then, you know, I am doing whatever I'm doing to make people's lives better. To make a smile on people's face so that they can add more smile on more people's face, and that's how harmony grows. You know, we talk about GDP. I really love this neighboring country of ours called Bhutan. It has GDH, gross domestic happiness.
Oh, man, I know Bhutan, man. Yeah.
Yeah, if this is the way we measure a person's country and people's wealth, I think that's much more better, because wealth is much more when it is shared.
Yeah.
And health is much more when it is shared. I'm also a yoga teacher. My background is from media to now teaching yoga, which I realized is very helpful in changing the way you be.
Yes.
And the way you can help others be. So, you know.
It helped me come alive, by the way. When I was dying, because I was a patient at a time, and and yoga was part of the regime. Not cannabis and the yoga and proper diet. That's what brought me back to life.
That's called Ayurveda. Actually, you know, the Indian medicine called the Ayurveda. We've had cannabis being used for so many of these illnesses, and for example, malaria.
Yeah.
You know, it's not mentioned in day-to-day cannabis news, but malaria, it cures malaria, it cures arthritis. Everybody knows about all the other benefits it has. So it has been here in this culture for such a long time.
Well, I think the Ayurvedic medicine goes back, I believe, 4,000 years. Written history, written, and they pass out 5,000. And the plant was in there. It's the first page of the Summa, open it, and the first plant. And if you talk to some of those Ayurvedic doctors that have been giving it down from hand to hand by father to grandfather down in Kerala state where the people come from, they know about the herb and they still use it, but they don't talk about it because there's some crazy political situation.
Yes, absolutely right. Yeah. You're absolutely right. Which creates, I mean, India is now going to be one of the largest countries, populated countries with cancer by 2050. Wow. and it's all the pollution, it's burning of the petroleum products, and it is so unbelievable that just because we are trying to move ahead so fast and move forward, we forget the fact that, we're not moving forward. We are actually moving backwards because we're creating kids with asthma, kids with health problem, and so many other things that is actually going wrong.
And India is a progressive nation. India is a progressive nation. It's come from when I was there over 35 years ago, going back 2 years ago. How it's progressed so quickly is absolutely amazing. But as you say, how can it progress any further if it's going to keep doing this to itself?
Exactly, and this is one of the countries which has got the youngest population in the world, under 25. Yeah. So if we do not provide them a good environment to live in, if we just have a frustrated environment, if we have environment where everybody is not equal, where we cannot provide opportunities, even hemp actually provides people to provide their opportunity. I say with hemp you can grow your own house. You don't need to be dependent on the government to give you a house. Yeah, you can make your own clothes. You can have your own food. You can have your own medicine. And if God, we've got so many gods in India, and if the gods have the uses for this, then how can it be something which is not good for the planet?
Hey, do you know what? I don't think there's any god of any religion anywhere in the world that is actually anti-cannabis. Seriously. Name one. I can't think of one. Yeah, like Jesus was okay with it. Buddha was fine with it because he ate one a day. The Muslim gods were okay with it. Yeah. Every god, the Norse gods are fine with it. I don't think there's any god that's sort of like God. Nah, man, can't be doing cannabis. You can't be having none of that stuff. Right? Seriously.
Right. Yeah,
I'm sure, if every religion agrees about one thing, and let's face it, religion very rarely agrees about anything, but if they all agree that cannabis hemp is okay, what's the fucking problem? We haven't even got a religious problem with it.
That's true. At least in India, it has a very, very big religious significance. And that is why I think even after the whole thing being that cannabis is illegal, India was the only country where cannabis drink has been legal ever since.
Once a year, isn't it?
Yes, that's because it's a religious. We have been using it in a religious event called Holi.
Can you just tell the people what the Holi, where you get bugged? Can you tell them about that festival, please?
Yes,
Thank you.
It's a color festival. So we would throw colors on each other. We would play with colors. These colors earlier had been coming from flower petals like rose and marigold and many others, and you would and so the significance of this festival is the fact that you actually burn the evil within you, and the next day you celebrate colors, and you take this great energy in you, and your life becomes much more colorful. And this of course, there's a whole religious story behind what.
Now tell them about the drink. Now tell them about the bung. What's the bung drink? So you wake up on this wonderful day to throw colours at each other and have a really good day, and they have this special drink.
Before you venture out anywhere, grandparents, parents, everybody you would find drinking a very special drink called the bang. It's made out of the leaves of the cannabis plant. It's mixed with ashio, a lot of other different herbs and milk, and it's served very, very much openly with a ban on without even a ban. And people drink this and they feel the beautiful, the beautiful inside them, and also the fact that I really believe that this plant and this drink was actually given to people so that they could bury the evil and bring out the best in them.
So just for the rest of the world, did you get that? There's a religious religion that everybody joins in. Right? They get to drink one of the most beautiful marijuana cocktails that you're ever going to taste. The whole family, everybody. And then they go out and throw paint at each other. This is a whole nation. This is not like a bunch of hippies getting stoned down in Australia. In Limping. This is a nation that celebrates a festival where you start the day by drinking a beautiful marijuana drink. Can you believe that? Casper, can you believe that, man? You're dribbling, aren't you, Casper? Now he's taking his dog for a walk. He's probably fallen off his stool. And seriously, it's such a lovely drink, isn't it? Yeah.
That's absolutely true. It's a beautiful drink, but I would like to caution our listeners. It takes be careful how much you start to drink it. It's lovely that you might just go for quite a few. It takes time to have its effect. So please be wary.
Be very obvious. I must admit, I have fallen foul of it in my younger days. It's okay. I just couldn't move for a bit, quite a long bit, but I felt fine.
That's how it goes. For some time, that's true.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. When is that festival, by the way?
This is going to be held in March.
Oh, it's a March festival. Brilliant.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Generally, it's end of February, first week of March. Around the dates. Well, since most of our festivals are not a fixed particular calendar date. The calendar date is based on the sun and the moon.
That's right. Well, funny enough, when I was 21, I was in New Delhi down by Red Fort, and it was my 21st birthday, and it fell on the Holi Festival. So I had I think that was the day that I drank too much.
Okay, so probably a great place to celebrate 21st birthday.
It was indeed. I will never ever forget that day as long as I live. It was quite amazing.
Wow.
And by the way, I didn't know about it, so I got up in the morning and I had to go back in my room again because I couldn't believe what I'd just seen. All this colour going on and kite flying, and so I had to go. I walked out. Looked at it all, walked back in again, shut the door, sat down for 5 minutes and thought, did I just really see that? Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, India is a different experience, really.
Yeah.
I would truly like to welcome most of your listeners here and just have a great time.
Yeah. And of course, going back to on a serious note with the building material, all that problem in Nepal at the moment with earthquakes, the building material up there will it's in the valleys, they've only got to add lime to it. And they got this wonderful hempcrete, which I can't understand why nobody they don't seem to have got their head around it.
That's really unfortunate because it's a plant which is just growing there, and I would call this respect to the planet by using hemp. It's actually disrespect to the planet using any other material which is not friendly for it to sustain it, And it causes us earthquakes. It causes us so many troubles that we forget the fact that fast living is not the solution. I mean, just because we have petrol, and we have a car, we can drive past everything and zoom in a speed. No, I think the guy who doesn't have a car still has the same rights. He has he has a cycle. He can pedal his way through. He's much more respectful to the Mother Earth than you.
Didn't Gandhi say something about that? Gandhi had one. I used to love Gandhi's sayings. I think Gandhi come out with a saying along those lines about, I won't laugh at your Rolls Royce if you don't laugh at my push bike. Or something much more Gandhi than that. But it's very true. But just on another note, so what is the legal situation about growing hemp in India at the moment?
The legal situation about growing cannabis in India for medical marijuana or for any other use is actually not permitted.
Wow, man. Not in any state, anywhere in India, you can't grow a bit of agricultural hemp?
Agricultural hemp, you would have to go through a lot of regulations, but as of now, no.
Man, that's just unbelievable, isn't it? That's just so unbelievable. I mean, what's wrong with the government? So we
do have a lot of hemp which comes from the wild.
Yeah.
A lot of the hemp that comes from the wild. And there had been states that, for example, in Kerala, when we spoke about, there's a place called Travancore. They and certain other places permit for the religious purposes, and they've had it from going on for centuries. So nobody has been. So there's no ban on those particular places. But if a farmer just wanted to grow a plant of hemp, the police will come and probably seize his land, saying that he's growing marijuana.
How are we going to change that? What have we got to do to get that corrected?
The awareness actually needs to be built upon it, and if the people come together to realize the fact that this is the plant and the way it helps change this, we would be able to bring this resolution together. Which
I think it's got to happen, because I can't say too much about it, and I'm not going to go into the long story about what happened there. I've had a group of farmers who have contacted me from Bhopal. Yeah. Now, you remember what happened at Bhopal. I know what happened at Bhopal, but let's not go into too much detail. And I've got to tell them about that they legally can't plant that there. And you know how much good it would do around the Bhopal area.
Yes, absolutely, because I believe, hemp is curing the Mother Earth back to its normal stage. And Bhopal was actually one of the most saddest incident on the planet, which was the gas catastrophe, just gas leak and killing so many people in their sleeps.
By the way, it wasn't just a gas; it was a chemical that was used as a pesticide for king cotton. And the hemp fiber can replace the cotton quite easily. Yeah, and a company went there and gassed people with a pesticide that killed thousands on the night, thousands, and they're still suffering now. And the land is totally degraded, thousands. So you picture this: that a farmer up around that area has found out about hemp, and he contacted me through internet because he knows I'm an agricultural expert on hemp. And we've been talking, and now he's going to find out that he can't legally plant that plant now. That's just so ridiculous.
This is why we are here to change the situation, and make the government realize that this is the way forward is with this plant. In fact, when India talks about looking at China grows this plant legally.
En masse.
There is no matter.
Yeah,
there is no marijuana legal in China, and we're not going ahead and saying that. We're saying, look at the benefits that China is having by growing this plant. So
again, your borders with China. I mean, is the Chinese imported hemp coming into India? What's the situation with hemp products? Are you legally allowed to sell them?
If Chinese wanted to,
what is the status of hemp products in India? Is it legal to sell hemp products?
It depends on what particular product it is. If it's a rope or if it's a hemp fiber, yes, it is absolutely legal. There's no, that's fine.
So technically then, I could go into China, buy some hemp products, and cross the border legally and sell them in India.
That would be right. you would have to pay a huge amount of custom duty on it.
Fine,
but you would be allowed to legally import things into India and sell it.
I think I'll go and get a lorry load of hemp products from China and drive them down to the ministers in New Delhi and say, "What do you think about that?" Then, yeah.
I think I might join you.
I reckon so, because if they're going to have to start importing hemp from China, they shouldn't be in power, should they? Really, when it can grow quite well there and feed into the Indian economy. Yeah,
that's absolutely right. And in India, Indian economy, 60% of the economy is agricultural.
Agricultural. So 60% of the we're in. Oh, we got to do this. I'll tell you, that has got to be a statement to be made. I can't believe that. We pick up the farmers from Bhopal. We go via Bhopal. It's up the north. We go and pick up the farmers, see if they want to come down and speak to the government about why they can't grow it.
That's right. But we see the government now, I feel, is very keen on finding a certain amount of solutions with us as well, so that this could move forward, because this is a farming product, and this definitely this is the future.
Yeah.
If anything else, this is the future, and this is a much more better, brighter future than all, I think, other competitive alternatives.
Yeah, raping raping the mother. They can't be on. So I'm glad the politicians are listening, because that's important, isn't it? We've got to get them on board before, anything moves in this world now.
That's right.
Yeah. You see, again in Europe, I've just come from Romania, and they've been growing it for centuries, and they don't stop growing it. I went to one farm, 650 hectare. It's one farm. But they don't grow the other stuff. The other stuff, no way, brother. Yeah, they grow agricultural hemp. They got some of the finest agricultural, and they don't have any marijuana problem. Only a problem that there's nobody smoking it there. For me, that's a problem. But they don't have this problem. Nobody's trying to sneak hemp crops or mix them up. They're a hemp nation, and it's fantastic to see it growing. But again, they don't really know how to use it. They've just been selling it for seed. And a bit of fibre.
They've learned to stay in touch with their history. I think when you lose the fact that you lose touch with your history, I think the future becomes a little
very cloudy. Yeah. So how many members on the team? I mean, obviously, I love you. You're just so passionate. It's just like you're a brother. You are. But how many other people are on the team?
Right now, there are quite a few people who have come on board. Different organizations, different people from different sectors. So, if I had to put a number to the number of people or number of organizations, we've got about 150 to 200 people who are actively getting involved with hemp-based.
How do you fund it? How's it funded?
That's a very good question. Till now, it has been gracefully funding from my own personal investments and my family investments. But we've been trying to raise funds, and I definitely see through a lot of helping hands coming across.
Yeah, I've always seen that as the great problem. I mean, Casper's always struggling for money. I'm always struggling for money. I've had some great hemp companies, but still always struggling. There's never been everybody that really gets involved in this. It's the same story, self-finance, basically. It's a shame, isn't it? Because we're a little bit more. I don't. It's not a money thing, but sometimes I could do so much more if I'd had some funding. Just a bit of funding, just help me. But
that is absolutely right.
Yeah,
funding definitely helps. Funding definitely helps you take things forward much more easier or make life simple. But I think the day I accepted the fact that this is what I want to do, it was a part of this same challenge, and I said, well, it's one person at a time. But this will happen, and I'm going to make this happen. So, yes, money is not an obstacle. It's going to be a tool.
Yes, that's it. It's going to oil the wheel. I had this problem with my Rasta friends because they won't have anything to do with money. And I finally realised, because we needed a bit of money to build an eco school up there. And I finally managed to find the words, which is produce. We need that produce to be able to create that produce. It's not about the money. It's just freeing that produce up to oil the wheel a bit more. And they finally got it. Once he realised it was a produce, it was all right to talk about. But otherwise, it's like you can't talk about money because they've got nothing to do with money. But yeah, again, his passion for it.
And when when you have the knowledge of being able to influence and change people's lives, if nothing else, if you do nothing with it, I don't think there is any place where anybody, even in heaven, God would say, "Hey, I gave you birth to do something good. Maybe you could have done this much better."
Yeah. So what's on the card at the moment? What's the future plans? What are you going to do this week? What things you got going on? What groups of farmers or who you're contacting? Let's get a bit more in depth.
Right now, I think this coming few weeks, we will still be working with the farmer organizations and other industrial organizations that we plan to bring together to let them know about the benefits of this plant. But so we're actually just trying to put things together and understand what would be the next best for us time in terms of our timing. And it looks like it's going to be 2016 March that we would be doing this. But till then, we are, working back with the government and still promoting this, because India every state government has a different policy. So we have so there is a central policy and there's federal and there's a state. So we've been having to go through a lot of different these channels to get it.
And different languages, I might add. You've not only got all the political problems to go through, you actually are a nation that speaks different languages. So
that's absolutely right. We've got lots of languages, so lots of lots of things basically. But one thing that I find that every language has the word for hemp in it, and in India it's called Vijaya.
Vijaya. Really?
Yeah, Vijaya is what's known in Sanskrit. And apparently, if you believe me, this whole kingdom of Hampi called Vijaya Nagaram was ideally based on hemp. So India has such a big, even as it was at par with Rome and Paris and all the other places at that time.
Yeah.
So it was that famous, and it's called in Sanskrit it's called Vijaya, and in Hindi, if you literally take it also means victory. So this is basically the victory. This is the plant of the victory. So the
the victorious plant. I was just saying, I know going through old English books, the great, I hate to call them the British Empire, the invading nation of Great Britain when it invaded India and took it over. Honestly, they always refer to hemp as Indian hemp. Yeah,
right.
And we grew a lot of hemp in that time. Don't get me wrong, we grew a lot of hemp in England, but the finest was always the Indian hemp. Yeah. English hemp, we had no comparison to the Indian hemp. It won all. Calcutta, I believe, we used to have this great exhibition where we used to bring all these nations in from ones that we'd gone and conquered and invaded. We show off all the stuff, and the hemp was very big in those days. For England, its ropes, its cordage, everything, its navy sailed on it. And every year, the one that always won first prize, Calcutta. Even Queen Victoria, she could have got a Gandhi or an emperor or whatever it was. She used to take a cannabis tincture, right?
Yeah.
And a doctor called John Watson used to make her a prescription. Now, bear in mind, England basically owned Africa at the time, it owned all. So she had access to some fucking good, excuse my language, she had access to some really good herb, even Jamaican herb, yeah? And she chose to have her medicine come from the Calcutta region. So what was all that about? She could have got it from anywhere, but she chose. So what? That must have been the best, because Queen Victoria only had the best.
I think they had an access to old books in Ayurveda as well. They have read and they had discovered the fact that this is what is going to be good, and if it's good for the Queen, well, I believe it's good for a lot of us.
Again, if you go into English history, this royal family at the moment are the only ones that have been anti-hemp. Every other British royal family has always been very pro-hemp. So that's quite amazing, isn't it? With the first time we have a queen on the throne, and she's totally destroyed the country.
I think it might be the politics behind hemp.
Yeah,
there's a lot of politics that's behind hemp, unfortunately.
Yeah,
not favoring the fact that hemp is the right solution. Eco-fuel, biofuel. Why do we need to have carbon emissions? Why do we need our children to breathe this polluted air? Why do we need to suffocate our Mother Earth?
Yeah, even the cars themselves, build the car out of them, isn't it?
Exactly.
Build cars.
Yeah, I think if Henry Ford had to still be alive, I think he would be amazed and surprised. We say we've gone ahead in technology. I think he would say how far down below we've gone in technology.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because he said he could easily say, I've made this product so long time ago for the generations to follow. And what did you follow? You followed sucking the Mother Earth. You followed disrespecting the Mother Earth. You didn't follow. I think the few people that I think if they came back, or if they like Mr. Diesel or Mr. Ford, they would not be happy in this planet right now.
Certainly going to your part of the world, Mr. Gandhi, because he used to say he believed in a nation of something to do with homespun clothing, and I don't think he was talking about cotton. Yeah. Because you look at some old Gandhi clothes, right? The fibrous, the hemp. Yeah.
Yes, the khadi clothes. The
khadi clothes. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I believe that Gandhi was all for about make it in India. That's what he was all about. If we would have realized this today, that we import most of our things like petroleum products come from Saudi Arabia, all our energy needs are from outside. We are a growing nation dependent on international aids and needs. I think Gandhi wouldn't be very happy about that.
No, he wouldn't be very happy about that, would he?
No.
I think instead of his salt march, you go on a hemp march. Bless him.
Yes, because also I believe this is the way forward. If it had to be, I would do this. If salt was illegal and he had to go to jail to make salt legal, I'm happy to go to jail to make medicine legal, or I'm happy to go to do anything to make this plant legal for people to be able to live better. That's simply what it is. If God has provided us a resource that you could grow from anywhere and then make the best of it, then I don't think anybody else has the right to stop people from having the benefits of it.
So all we got to do is tell the rest of India, all billion of them, they'll listen. They're sensible people. I do like Indians. When you grasp something, you grasp it very quick. Yeah.
Yeah, so what I feel sometimes is if each and every one Indian grew just one plant.
Oh, well, there's a billion.
Yeah, and so we might as well be able to take care of our bad air pollution and bad soil condition, and we would be able to enrich our earth a little bit more, just a little bit. But that little bit might be a small step, but it might be a giant leap.
Well, it's time to say goodnight.
Oh, it's all over so quickly. So that's it. All I can say is namaste. I'm going to see you in November. I've got to close down a few things. October. I'm coming over in October. I'll be in contact with you.
Right.
Casper, we love you. What a fantastic show. Thank you so much. It was so heartfelt. Yeah. Thank you. I'll speak later.
Thank you so much.
Good night time
Casper,
for him.
Thank you so much. Yes. And namaste from India. Have a great time, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah. Best wishes and hemp hugs to everybody.
Since 1990, over 9 million people have broken the rules and got arrested for pot. That's more than the population combined from Alaska, Montana, Wyoming, and even Vermont. Man, that sure seems like a lot. 2005, over 750,000 American citizens got busted with weed. What burns holes in my tent is 86% were arrested for possession. But what I can't believe is one of those people was me. So what can we do about legalization but rally around and reform legislation that state our position and make it our mission? A change in the law is what we need. It's time we legalize weed. Chief Greenbud is spouting about prison overcrowding, using words like reform, rally, and change. Why should we do time for a victimless crime? Marijuana isn't evil, but it's taking the blame. Don't you think that it's time for a change? So what can we do about legalization but rally around and reform legislation that state our position and make it our mission? A change in the law is what we need. It's time we legalize weed. Let's make it our mission, state our position. Change in the law is what we need. It's time we legalize weed. Yeah, it's time we legalize weed.
You are listening to the Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network. The only broadcasting network dedicated to ending the global war on drugs on iHeartRadio.